Welcome to the Wrexham Coffee Matchup. I'm Dave.
And I'm Courtney. Each week, we'll take a few minutes to catch up on the latest news from Wrexham. From matchups to transfers, on and off the pitch, we'll share our takes on it all.
So grab a coffee and join us.
Hey Dave, welcome back.
Welcome back. It's a quiet league week, international break, but definitely
It is,
busy
but
week. But busy
I think I
otherwise.
spot a Wales jersey. Is that what
But
I'm
first,
seeing here?
let me check something before we go into that.
Oh,
Am I recording? Is
I
my
don't
video
know.
on?
Well, the video was on before, technically.
We have our technical difficulties resolved. So yes, so wearing my Wales jersey, sort of in, I guess, memory of Wales World Cup attempt.
Okay. It's like they're still there.
They're still there.
World Cup attempt. Okay, yeah, that's
the
fair.
World Cup attempt has ended, unfortunately. Brutal match against Bosnia on last Thursday, I think it was.
I didn't watch it, but I followed the score updates. Our household had a different match on at the same time.
Which also is directly relevant to the match that I was watching. And
it is, because Italy won. That's a little good juju in our house, so that's good.
Yeah, so Bosnia defeated Wales pretty much in penalty kicks. It was a really difficult match to watch. Bosnia is a very, very brutally physical team. Mm-hmm. And so I will put the warning for those Italian fans coming up on the Tuesday match that will then lead to the winner going to the World Cup is that it's going to be a tough one and it's going to be a fight. And unfortunately, I
will say, I mean, I don't think that's news. My husband did say no offense to Wales, but he did say he was hoping that Wales would win because he felt like that would have been the nicer matchup between the two. But there are also 3 starters from the Bosnian national team that play for teams in Italy at their top level. So, I think the style of play is very well known as well.
Right. So Wales put in a good effort, but it just wasn't enough. And there was a lot of critique afterwards about the way that the team was managed and sort of the players that were chosen, subs that were chosen. I will say, so we knew that Kiefer Moore was out injured, so he wasn't available, but Broadhead was on the bench, as was Danny Ward. Watching the match, it was a surprise that they didn't bring Broadhead in, considering that there was 120 minutes of play and lots of opportunities. But given how Bosnia played and how physical they were, and that we still have 7 matches left this season, I'm very grateful.
We can put that one in the win column for Wrexham.
Yes, Wrexham is grateful that Broadhead did not play.
Or that get means injured during play.
Okay. Yes, which would have been just not a good thing going into the next few weeks. Yeah. But other team news that was interesting about the international scene is that also last week, Jamaica played against New Caledonia, and Bailey Cadamarari, I think I got that one right this time, he started, and not only did he start, but he scored the sole goal for Jamaica. So that he led to them advancing to the final round where they play the Democratic Republic of Congo on the 31st for that slot in the World Cup. So really good performance from him. I know we haven't seen too much of him on the field as part of the Wrexham team yet, but I mean, he's only 20 years old. And I think this was definitely one of those invest in the future signings. Yeah. And he looked really good in the highlights reel that I saw. So nice. Good for Bailey, and we look forward to seeing more of that. But of bigger news is the Wrexham women.
Yes.
Played yesterday against Cardiff
City.
Cardiff City. And this is their first full season in I can't pronounce this word, Adran. Is it Adran Premier League? Adran? Something like that. I'm not sure.
In the Premier League.
In the Welsh Premier League. And their 4-1 victory over Cardiff secured their championship for this season.
Yes.
So they still have one more match to go, but they now have a points buffer. It was a really exciting match to watch. And I was
a little bit of a slow start. I mean, I was nervous at halftime.
It was a very slow start. Cardiff came out pretty early and they dominated the first 20, 25 minutes. Wrexham came, I can't remember if they scored
I think it was
before halftime,
1-1. I think
at
it was
halftime.
1-1 going into the half. Yeah.
And then just, I don't know if Parky went down there and gave a few words or what, but
He
the
was
fire was
there.
lit. He was
He
there.
was there.
Lit the fire under the team, and they just dominated in that second half.
Yeah.
In front of a really nice crowd at the race course, which apparently they limited the number of tickets that they sold because they only sold them in one
Okay.
stand. And there were people who still would have liked to have bought tickets and weren't available
Okay.
in the last minute. But there was almost 3,000 people in the stands, and the atmosphere looked like it was very exciting. It was a beautiful sunny
Wow.
day. And the only odd thing about it, and this got pointed out on social media afterwards, is they knew that if Wrexham had won, that they would secure the victory in the Premier League. And yet they did not present the trophy.
Yeah, or organize
or have it
any
available.
really. You know, I think also what we've seen for the Wrexham men's team is like a big banner, right? Like
Right.
we're going up, or you
Right.
know, something like that. There was no,
There wasn't that, but I did see just a few minutes ago that they have one more match this coming Sunday, and at the end of that match, they will be presenting the trophy. So I think
I guess the question is just, had that been already planned?
Or no, I think was it an afterthought? I'm not sure.
I hope it's not that they were pressured into it and they said, well, I guess we're going to get a trophy now. You know, I guess we got to hand out a trophy now. I hope it's just, but yeah, wouldn't that have been a great celebration at the race course to hoist the trophy up? Yeah.
Yes. But congratulations to the women's team. They've just transformed. I saw them. They came to the US in 2024 and played a number of women's professional teams and some college level teams when they were here. And the difference between the style and quality of play from 2024 till now is just night and day.
Wow.
Just a wonderful, it just shows what the investment in wanting to build the women's squad, bringing in Jenny Sugarman as the coach, and just really trying to like make it a professional organization is really starting to show. And it's very exciting. And now the women will go on they've qualified for the UEFA Champions League in Europe, the competition.
Oh, wow.
And so I was doing a little bit of research, and this is by far one of the most complicated structures I have seen of how a tournament works or a system of play works. So there's 74 teams that qualify, 74 teams from 50 different countries. And there are 3 pre-qualifying rounds prior to the league matches round. And it's just, I will read more over the summer before July when the first round is. So because Wales is in sort of the lower tier of the countries, they'll go into the qualifying in the first round at the end of July. And if they make it through that, then they'll go to the second round, then the third round, and then the league play that starts in fall. And then there's a playoff structure in the spring. So it's very complicated, but so exciting for Wrexham to be there.
Yeah, what a great opportunity.
Great opportunity. And I hope that just builds their fan base even more. And I can't wait to see more on the documentary this season, because they've really been building it up over the last 2 years, where you've gotten to know the players. And it was very exciting. And I know that it was an odd situation, because if you wanted to watch the match, it was on YouTube with the Wales National Network doing the coverage. If you wanted to listen, you could listen on iFollow with Mark. Well,
there was also English commentary on the Scorio broadcast.
Yeah, and
it was Mia. So Mark had his broadcast, and then Mia it was very like, ooh, who do you want to listen to?
Yeah, so I stuck to YouTube just because it was easier, and I had to leave in the middle. I had to go portable in the middle of it, so I just brought my phone with me. But she did a great job, and I love listening to her. She was excited, and she was knowledgeable, and as always, and it's fun to watch. Yeah, I would have loved to have heard Mark's excitement.
I listened to him. I listened to him in the first half. So the less exciting of the time.
Right.
But yeah.
We can all imagine. So So now international break is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in action on Friday against West Brom Albion.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I did a little bit of a look back, and
Okay.
I wanted to remind myself of the last time we played the teams that we are playing.
You'll have
And so,
to remind me as well.
yes. So West Brom was our first home match of the season back in August.
Oh, how about that?
And so it was August 16th. I think it was our third match of the season. And it was an interesting match. I watched the recaps, and it was one of those where West Brom came out early.
Mm-hmm.
We came back with the Lewis O'Brien goal that was really exciting, kind of even the score at the halftime. Then
Mm-hmm.
they went ahead 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And we then fought. And Sam Smith made this really beautiful goal in like the 96th minute to bring it to 3-2. And then we just ran out of time.
I do remember, because that wasn't, I mean, we'd played a few matches before and I think lost the first 2 matches. And so it was kind of like, maybe this will be our first win. Maybe this, maybe the first win will be the first home match. And I do remember that.
Yeah, but it was interesting to see these players that we've come to really love, like watching their highlights from early in the season and sort of how the team has grown and how it's shifted. And so I'll be curious to see, because now we're in very different positions. So we're currently in 7th. West Brom is down in 20th. Now that doesn't mean that it's going to be any less difficult of a match.
And that is definitely not how we should go into it.
Right. But it'll be nice to sort of avenge that loss on their home turf and then kind of set us up for the Southampton match, which, if you remember, Southampton was our first match of the season this year. And that
another loss that we can hopefully avenge.
But it seems like eons ago, that match.
I know.
It was our first time seeing Kiefer Moore and Josh Windass, and we had Connor Cody, who played really well in that match. We had Danny Ward in goal. It was just
my gosh,
just such different a team. And I rewatched, and like I actually kind of remember what we talked about. That was our very first podcast, and we played an amazing 45 minutes of football in that first half. Like, we came out on fire. We had multiple attempts on goal. Cody had an attempt. Windass had an attempt. We saw our first Kiefer Moore takedown, which was like the acrobatic takedowns where they pull him out of the sky and tumble him over.
They have to pull him down out of the sky. He's 6'6".
But that led to a penalty kick, which Windass scored our first goal of the season. And we were up from 22 minutes until the 90th minute. We were ahead the entire time. Got to the 90th minute, they equalized, and then they scored another one in 96th minute. And so it was just one of those, like, the deflation and
just
like
ran out of steam.
Just that constant, it was that we talked about it a lot earlier in the season, is like where we just didn't have enough to keep going and defend.
Well, so I would say that was probably more than 45 minutes of good football.
A good 60, 65 minutes of good football, right? Yeah. But so now if we look at where they are in the season, so currently Southampton's in 6th. They're right ahead of us. We're tied on points, and they're ahead of us on goal differential. Yeah. So this is going to be
the I don't want to say deal breaker, but this is going to decide, right?
I think these 2 matches this week will really set us up for, as you called it, 7 matches. One way or the other. 700 matches in 33 days is, I think, what you called it.
It's just 7 in 33 days.
But still, it's like that. That will be a key week. Happily, my Friday meetings, because Friday's not a holiday in the US, Good Friday, but my Friday meetings got moved to Thursday, so I will have plenty of room to watch the match and scream a lot and recover afterwards. And then Tuesday, the
always important.
Southampton. But as we get into this tail end of the season, there's a couple. I've been asked by a couple people, sort of like, how does we keep talking about, will we get to the playoffs? And what happens in the playoffs. And so I just they released the schedule for how the playoffs will work this year for the championship. And so the regular season, as we know, ends on Saturday, May 2nd. And
Mm-hmm.
at that point, the top 2 teams automatically will get promoted to the Premier League. And then teams 3 through 6 will go into the playoffs. So teams 3 and 6 will play each other twice, once at each home. Teams 4 and 5 will play each other twice. The first match will be on May 8th. And then the second match will be 3 days later on May 11th. So within a little over a week after the end of the season, the 2 playoff matches will happen. And then May 11th and 12th is the second leg of the playoffs. So by May 11th or 12th, they will know the teams that will go to Wembley for the final on May 23rd. And so sort of that short turnaround time where the teams then have the right to sell all their tickets and get all their fans excited. So we will know by May 2nd, obviously, if we make it to the playoffs. Hopefully sooner. That's my optimism. But then we would know by at least by the 12th if we get through the playoffs and then make it to the Wembley. And then the winner of the match at Wembley gets promoted to the Premier League as well.
Yep.
Yes. So
big
fingers
stakes,
crossed.
high stakes.
Big stakes. Yeah. Fingers crossed. We shall see. So since there's no matches right now, I thought it would be fun just to do a little bit of a fun facts about Wrexham.
Okay.
The town. Because the town that we have come to love, and we've been there several times now. So I had seen a trivia thing that was focused on Wrexham, and so it made me kind of do a little bit of research and check out if those facts were true or not. And so I just picked out 4 things that I thought were kind of interesting, and hopefully you guys will find them interesting as well too. So first is Wrexham Lager, which we've all heard about, the beer produced in town. It was the first lager made in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
In 1882. So it was a German company that came over and started the Wrexham Lager. And they started it in Wrexham because of the quality of the groundwater. So they had really excellent groundwater, so they could pull that from the thing. So 1882, they started producing it, been producing it ever since. But according to the lore, which famous cruise ship was Wrexham Lager served on?
I know this. I know the Titanic. And I know that because, why do I know that? I saw a sign somewhere. I don't know if it was in the documentary that there was an old kind of poster, but I saw it somewhere and I thought, is that true?
Yes. So apparently it's true.
It was the Titanic. Is that right?
It was the Titanic, yes. So I don't think if they find any of that remaining in the wreckage, it would still be drinkable, but it is kind of a cool, that's a cool thing.
I'm trying to think. I guess they would have, I mean, I think the pressure would have,
Probably,
anyways.
Yes. Anyways.
We don't need to talk about science here.
We could, though. That's a whole different
That's a different show.
So then we've visited St. Giles's Church, which is the large church in the center of town. So that church dates back to the 1400s in sort of its current structure. In 2015, they found a very historical artifact under the floorboards of the church. They found a first edition King James Bible from 1611.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Don't know why it was hidden under the floorboards.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now I feel like there's a whole investigation that needs to happen.
There is.
Because that's really curious.
Yeah.
Why under the floorboards? When was it buried? I have so many questions. I know you don't have the answers to them, but that's really fascinating.
But when the museum in town opens, we can go and ask the museum curators these questions and they can do the research for us, right?
Glenn, I have a lot of questions already.
Yes. So then there's the Wrexham Industrial Estate, which is just outside of town. And it is one of the largest industrial estates in Europe. And it's still one of the largest. So they've had companies like Kellogg's and other international companies that are located there. So it turns out that in 2012, the Brother Corporation produced the last British-made typewriter at the Wrexham Industrial Estate. I don't know if you took typing class in high school. I did.
I took typing classes starting in elementary school, and we had little cardboard boxes over the keyboard, and you had to type, and you couldn't see what it was. There were no mouses. There was no mouse with the computers. You had to learn the keyboard commands. Yeah. And then I loved, in my mom's office, she had a typewriter. I absolutely loved the ding, 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 choo, ding, 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 choo. Love it.
Yeah. So,
and now I'm wondering, I guess it's just because they don't produce them anymore.
I don't think anyone.
That's probably why that was the last one.
Because we all have computers now, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
And then I have a little true false question for you. So.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. So in 1950.
There's just a 50% chance that I'll get it wrong. All right. 1950. I'm ready.
1950, the world's first commercial helicopter service was launched, where you could buy a ticket on a helicopter on a service from Liverpool to Cardiff. True or false, Wrexham was a stop on the route.
So it's true. This part is true that there was this first commercial helicopter service. Okay. And you said Liverpool to Cardiff, and the true or false was Wrexham a stop? Yes. Like, what do you mean? It's like they landed? I would say false then.
It was true.
Maybe so a flyover. Okay.
So it went from Liverpool to Wrexham to Cardiff, Cardiff to Wrexham to Liverpool. Yes.
Interesting.
No, not a very successful commercial helicopter route. Apparently there were only 200 and something tickets bought in the entire service period. But
hopefully just because people weren't interested. And not because of other extenuating circumstances. That's really morbid, but
I don't think we're going morbid here. So yeah.
No.
Okay. So those were my fun facts. I hope you had fun with my fun facts this time. So that was
fun. And I got it wrong, which is what I expected. So
okay, there we go. Okay. So back in action on Friday against West Brom Albion. That is a 3 p.m. UK time match. So in the US, 7 a.m. in the West Coast. So be up and ready for that. And then Southampton Tuesday night. And then after that, we'll restock, check where we're at. And then we head off to Birmingham after that. So that'll be another tough match coming up.
That'll be a tough match, but that's also going to be tough for the US fans, particularly those on the West Coast. I think that's a 4 a.m. start time.
We won't,
guys, which you haven't had in a while.
We won't think about that far.
That'll be a problem for the 12th of April, not for today.
Yes, but congratulations again to the women's team for the amazing accomplishment. Absolutely. And hopefully they have a whole new slew of fans as a result. So
yeah. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
You can also email us at wxmcoffeematchup@gmail.com. All one word. That's wxmcoffeematchup@gmail.com. Or you can follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at wxmcoffeematchup.
From the cop to your coffee cup, that's all for today's Wrexham Coffee Matchup. Keep it brewing, keep it red, and as always, up the town.